Wow. The stress. Hey guys, what's going on? So after I finished filming yesterday's video about the my thoughts on this Charlottesville and racism stuff, stopped at a convenience store on the way home just to pick up a couple things, and really got to thinking after an experience at the convenience store that Southern hospitality is dead. That was always an old thing. Everybody's nicer in the South, everybody's friendlier in the South, so on and so forth. And I've come to find out that that's not necessarily the case anymore. What I ran into yesterday, or my experience from yesterday, was that going into the convenience store, I simply was holding the door for a person behind me, and in doing so, got a and a very rude look. That I took 2 seconds out of my day to hold the door for someone and try to be polite. I guess that's not acceptable anymore. On the other side of that, I find it extremely disturbing that most folks don't know how to hold a door for anybody, whether it be running into a local convenience store, running into a courthouse or the Department of Motor Vehicles, or even at my own job where I work. These people that I see every single day, nobody knows how to hold a door for anybody anymore. And when you do hold a door for somebody, they don't say thank you. Common courtesy, common manners, so-called Southern hospitality, it's dead, guys. It's gone. The other one that kind of drives me a little bit crazy is people don't know how to walk through a store. I thought it was just common knowledge that you walk the same way that you drive. If you're in a store in the mall, you always walk on the right. My wife and I were at Walmart over the weekend, and we had our daughter with us, so we decided to just browse through the toy aisle like we normally do, even if our daughter's not with us. We always seem to end up in the toy aisle, which is fine, no big deal, but I, walking on the right with the shopping cart as a normal person or a normal human being would, came upon another customer in the aisle, and their cart was cocked at an angle, blocking the entire aisle. And obviously I wanted to go through, my family wanted to go through that aisle, and she just stood there and looked at me like I was stupid. What is wrong with people today? No common courtesy, no decency anymore. Again, this all kind of stems back to people think that Southerners are supposed to be friendlier, but man, I'll be honest with you, they're not. They're just as rude as anybody from any other part of the country, except they're slower. I don't mean that in a negative way as far as a mental handicap or anything like that. I mean, people are slower just because everything moves slower in the South. It's not the fast-paced hustle and bustle of, say, New York City or Chicago or anything like that. That's what I mean by people move slower in the South. But just the simple fact that people are just so flat out intentionally rude to each other, it just drives me crazy. How much effort does it take to be a decent human being to people? I didn't think it was that hard. You really don't run into such thing as Southern hospitality or Southern charm anymore. So the examples I described below are just a couple. Things like letting someone with 2 items in front of you at the grocery store when you have a cart full of groceries, so they can get through quicker instead of making them wait just for 2 items to check out. Trying to make polite conversation with a cashier somewhere as you're checking out. You don't get a response anymore. They're just want to get you out and move on to the next person or get back to text messaging on their phone. They don't care about you. Stopping to let somebody out in traffic. If you're on a busy street and you see somebody trying to pull out of a bank or of a convenience store, and you know traffic is backed up behind you. You know, used to you'd see somebody stop and let you out. You know, that doesn't happen anymore. They just look at you. This weekend here in town, it'll get worse just because of all the race traffic. Those of you who don't know, I live in Bristol, Tennessee, and this weekend is a NASCAR race, and you get people from all over the country, and just in general, most of them are rude. They don't respect the fact that they're visitors. They completely trash and destroy the town. Campgrounds are full of trash. The side of the road's full of trash, beer cans, food waste, so on and so forth. Road rage is really bad in this area. You know, it's normally people are slow and want to move at their own pace, but you know, I drive to work. One of the roads I'll drive to work on is a 35 mile an hour speed limit, and just about every morning I have somebody behind me. I'm doing over 40 and they're, you know, riding on my rear end trying to get me to either move over or go even faster, even though I'm exceeding the speed limit. Usually somebody in a BMW or a Mercedes or something. Nobody helps the elderly lady or the elderly gentleman get their groceries in the car anymore. You know, if you walk through the parking lot and see somebody struggling, everybody just turns a blind eye and looks the other way. Neighbors sure as heck aren't courteous anymore. I've got neighbors, my immediate neighbors are fantastic, the ones that live on the left and right of me, but folks that live across the street around my neighborhood, you know, shooting off fireworks in the middle of the night when it's not even the 4th of July, letting their dogs crap all over my yard. Come on, pick up your crap. I have a young daughter that plays in the front yard. Common courtesy anymore, common decency towards other human beings is just, it's gone. It's dead. It's done. Nobody cares anymore. It's awful. So yes, Southern hospitality is dead. It's gone. It's almost as if the people that complain about Northerners being rude, and Northerners aren't rude, they just move at a faster pace. Short conversation, quick conversation, done, in, out. And I'm perfectly okay with that. But the folks that complain about that are doing exactly that. Hopefully that makes sense. There's no such thing as Southern hospitality anymore. Every day you can drive through a parking lot and see somebody that's not handicapped parking in a handicapped parking spot. Drive at the grocery store, and obviously in front of the grocery store there's a fire lane, no parking, painted all over it with signs. Always somebody that's parked their car there because they're too good to park in a parking spot and walk into the store. People driving down the wrong way, down a one-way aisle in a parking lot to try and get a closer spot. It doesn't hurt you to walk that extra 10 or 15 feet to get to another parking spot. Don't even get me started about people's bathroom manners in a public restroom. I could do a whole video on just that. People are disgusting. Guess that's all on this video, really. Just wanted a quick rant about how Southern hospitality is dead. So if you don't mind, if you want to see some more videos, hit that like button, hit subscribe down there in the corner, and definitely appreciate you taking a few minutes to watch this video, and I'll talk to you again soon.